New Zealand is located in the South Pacific, southeast of Australia, and consists of two main islands. In this video, we will be exploring the Northern Island, starting in Auckland and ending in the capital city of Wellington to the south. We left for New Zealand from LAX Airport in California on a Delta flight, and the flight was about 13 hours to Auckland. Going through immigration and customs was easy and quick, and you can fill out the customs forms online prior to arrival. We added a link in the description for more information on the New Zealand visa and customs requirement, so make sure you check it out. Okay, so we just landed in Auckland. This is day one of our worldwide tour, 500 days to go. So we're getting ready to go pick up our car. We're just waiting for the shuttle right now. The weather is absolutely beautiful and we can't wait to explore New Zealand. So let's go. Auckland is New Zealand's largest and most diverse city. The city has an interesting mix of architecture with modern tall skyscrapers mixed with old colonial style buildings. The city has a fun and relaxed vibe during the day, especially by the harbor, but also comes alive at night with plenty of amazing bars and restaurants to try. We arrived in the city early, so we parked at the hotel and headed to the Sky Tower, which was just a few-minute walk from our hotel. This 60-floor tower has some amazing panoramic views of the entire city, mountains, and surrounding islands.
Dive on in.
It's our first meal in New Zealand.
And it's safe to say that lunch here did not disappoint. In the afternoon, we took a stroll down to Auckland's waterfront in the Central Business District. Here, you can catch the sunset and watch sailboats and ferries cruise in and out of the harbor. But before dinner, we decided to stop at New Zealand's oldest brew pub, the Shakespeare. Located in the heart of the city, this place has the classic old English pub feel mixed with a little bit of Kiwi character. It's a fun place to grab a drink and watch the city come alive at night. The next day we packed up and headed south to Cambridge, but we made plans to break up our drive with a few stops. First stop was to the Bridal Veil Falls. This is one of New Zealand's most iconic and scenic waterfalls. The track to the bottom of the falls is an easy 10-minute walk, and there is a couple of viewpoints halfway down. And when you get to the bottom, you can sit close to this stunning 55-meter single drop waterfall for as long as you want. So we just spotted this strawberry farm on the side of the road, and we're gonna go pick some berries. We got our buckets. Even though this stop was not on our list, it was something we had never done before, so we thought it would be a great way to break up our drive and get some fresh strawberries from a local farm.
And for about $7, we got this much. I'd tell you, but it was in kilograms, and I don't know how that translates to pounds.
We arrived in the city of Cambridge late afternoon and walked around to check out this charming little town. Then we headed to our Airbnb. This tiny little cottage was a great place for a great price and had everything we needed for the evening. But the best thing about this place was the well-maintained garden oasis where we could sit and enjoy our strawberries.
Cheers.
See you tomorrow. The next morning, we packed up and drove 20 minutes to our much anticipated experience at Hobbiton. We booked our Hobbiton guided tour experience about 5 months ago, and the reason for that is because this is one of the most sought after activities during the spring and summer seasons. So we highly recommend you book early when you are planning to visit. The entire tour is guided by a very knowledgeable tour guide, and each tour is about 3 hours long, 2 hours for the tour and 1 hour for lunch. What was incredible about this place is the level of detail and realism in every aspect of the set, gardens, hobbit holes, and more. At one part of the tour, we went inside one of the hobbit holes and saw what it looks like and how it was set up for the movie. We then headed to the Green Dragon Inn for our drinks. Here, they have a few options of alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, so we grabbed our drinks and sat by the lake, awaiting to be called for our lunchtime. Lunch at Hobbiton is quite a feast, and we had a variety of different options to choose from. It was also a great opportunity to mingle with other people from around the world during our lunch. After lunch, we said goodbye to Hobbiton and continued our drive south to Rotorua. This sizable town is located near a beautiful lake and surrounded by massive redwoods. Rotorua is packed with fun activities and things to do, but this place is most famous for its mix of geothermal activities, including walks, spas, and mud baths. We arrived in the early afternoon, checked into our Airbnb, which was located just 8 minutes away from the downtown area, and had a great view of Lake Rotorua. After, we headed to one of New Zealand's most famous and popular geothermal spas. The Polynesian spa was easy to book on the same day and had a few different options to choose from. What we liked about this spa is the various springs, like the pre-spring, with its acidic sulfate-rich water that helps relieve aches and pains, and the Rachel spring that helps soothe and invigorate your skin. The next day we got off to an early start and hiked around the Rotorua woods. This was a peaceful and beautiful walk, and even though it was raining on and off, we had a great time seeing some of these giant redwoods up close. And one of us got to hug a whole bunch of these giant redwood trees every chance they got. That afternoon, we headed to one of Rotorua's most unique spas, Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate is also one of the famous geothermal spa destinations here in Rotorua, and this one has something different: mud pools. These geothermal mud pools are highly rich in sulfur and natural minerals that are great for exfoliating the skin and joint relief. We were only allowed 20 minutes in the mud for health reasons, but after that, we got to enjoy the different spas, waterfalls, and views of the geothermal walks and holes across the way. The next morning, we packed up our car and headed south towards our next destination for the Tongariro National Park. We We planned to ease the drive with one stop at the Huka Tourist Park. Our first stop here at this park was to the Huka Falls, and honestly, it's one of the most insane displays of rushing water we have ever seen. The sheer power here is unreal, with over 52,000 gallons of water crashing through every second, and you can literally feel the energy of it from the bridge and the lookout. We also took a short stroll around to the calm side of the river before heading to our next stop. The views from here were also incredible. And just a short drive or a walk up the road is the famous geothermal Walk of Craters of the Moon. This 1-hour walk was on a well-defined route, and from the second we stepped onto the boardwalk, we felt that we had stepped onto another planet. The ground here was warm beneath us, steam drifted up from vents on all sides, and there was this faint rumble coming from everywhere deep below. We also got to learn a whole lot about geothermal activities, geothermal power generations, and more while on this tour. Tongariro National Park is a stunning mix of rugged volcanic peaks, waterfalls, and wide alpine valleys that feel raw and alive the moment you step in. This first national park of New Zealand is famous for its dramatic volcanic landscapes and was actually used as a filming location for Mount Doom in the Lord of the Rings series. We arrived at the Tongariro National Park and we checked into our cabin at the Plateau Lodge. This lodge was fully equipped with everything we needed, including a big kitchen, which we took full advantage of to make dinner and breakfast the next morning. On day 6, our plan was to hike the famous Tongariro Alpine Crossing. However, unfortunately, that part of the park was closed due to a massive forest fire. But we still managed to get in a beautiful and noteworthy hike in a different part of the park. The Lake Surprise hike was a beautiful and scenic 5-kilometer hike passing over multiple mountain peaks and riverbeds. The hike is littered with waterfalls and small rivers that we had to cross, sheer cliffs that we had to navigate, and some beautiful mystical woods that were unlike anything that we had ever seen before. When we finally made it to Lake Surprise, I couldn't resist taking a dip into this cold ice water, and I gotta say, it was cold. We took a 30-minute break to grab lunch and enjoy the scenery by the lake before heading back down. The entire hike was approximately 10 kilometers, took us about 5.5 hours to complete, and we highly recommend you check our full video of Lake Surprise hiking guide for more details on this hike if you plan to do it. The next day we started our drive early so we can get to Wellington with enough time to explore the city for the day. Wellington is New Zealand's capital. The city skyline overlooks its stunning harbor, and the city streets are bursting with colorful murals and unique architecture. After checking into our hotel, we headed to explore the city, and we stumbled onto this fantastic brewery with lots of delicious brews on tap. So naturally, we gave them a try and tasted a few of their beers on tap before heading back to our hotel for the night. On day 7, and our last day in New Zealand's North Island, we got up early and headed out to find the Lord of the Rings filming locations in the city park. If you didn't know, the Mount Victoria town belt has some of the famous filming locations of the Lord of the Rings series, like the Way of the Nazgul, the part where the Nazgul appears for the first time and starts looking for Frodo. And here, you will also find Frodo's famous reading tree, which is actually quite comfortable to sit in, only if you're flexible, of course. And finally, the famous Hobbit's hideaway. This is where the Hobbits hide from the Nazgul rider in the same scene. With that all done, it's safe to say we covered the majority of the locations for the filming, and we're happy to head to the airport with enough time to make our flight. Well, that's it. We hope you enjoyed this video on our first episode of our worldwide tour here in New Zealand. Leave us a comment to let us know what you think, and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this one right here. Until then, we'll see you in the South Island.